Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're going to take a look at the Seraphon and the new Dracothions Tail. Now in this video we're going to go through the special rules for this particular sub-faction of the Seraphon before looking at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for this army. We'll then look at some other options we can use to expand upon those first couple of initial purchases, and then finally finish off the video with a little sample army of 1,000 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Seraphon army using Dracothions Tail sub-faction in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And so, to begin with, first of all, we have the Appear on Command ability. This allows us during deployment, instead of setting up a Dracothions Tail unit on the battlefield, we can place them aside and say they're set up on one of their amazing temple ships. As a reserve unit, you can set up one unit in reserve on the temple ships for each unit you have already put down on the table. This means your first drop must be down on the table, though if you are playing, say, in a one-drop battalion, you can simply put one unit on the table as part of your one-drop and then put the more units of your one drop in reserve as well. It doesn't mean your one drop has to all be on the board or anything like that. Now, at the end of any of your movement phase, you can choose to set up one or more reserve units on the temple ship onto the battlefield. These have to be placed wholly within 12 inch of any friendly cosmic nodes, which are either your terrain feature, any Saurus Astrolith bearers, or spellcasters in your Seraphon force. They also all have to be 9 inch away from all enemy units. Pretty standard stuff there. Now, it should be mentioned as well that you are a coalesced Seraphon army when you choose to go as Dracothions Tail. This generally allows you to collect cosmic power points, which can allow you to summon units to the table, but also use those points to do a variety of different abilities as well. And so, to get us started for this faction, nowhere else but the Slann Starmaster. A ridiculously powerful spellcaster, 3 cast, 3 unbind, has fly, 9 wounds, 5 inch move, 4+ save, bravery 9, and also has 6 attacks at 3s and 3s, run 1 damage 1 in melee, and with a 3 inch range as well thanks to his Azure Lightning. So if he's got screens, he's generally always able to sort of join in the fight that his screens are actually protecting him from generally getting hit in. Now you've got some cool rules on the Slann. First of all, Arcane Vassal allows him to effectively cast his spells out the eyes of nearby skinks. His Foresight rule will potentially generate some extra command points. You roll 2 dice at the start of every turn. For each 4+ on one of those dice, you will gain a single CP. Gift of the Heavens, you can use this command on a friendly Seraphon unit and give them the ability to fly, which is really useful in Seraphon, especially when a lot of your big hitters like Croxigors and your monsters generally don't have this rule. Master of Order, you just simply add 1 to the casting and unbinding roll for this unit, and in addition, this unit can attempt to unbind enemy spells anywhere on the table. You then have Celestial Equilibrium, which is a spell that allows you to give +1 to casting roll for other friendly wizards around them. And Shield of the Old Ones is a spell that is successfully cast. You get a 4+ ward save against mortal wounds until your next hero phase on the user, which is really nice. Now, joining this model, we are definitely going to look at some of the cheaper options because we are going to be able to summon a lot of things with the particular army we're going to look to build in this, or at least look to summon more things with this particular army. And so we're going to go with the Skinks. They're a cheap battle line unit. 85 points gets you 10 models with 1 wound and a 6+ save. Nothing too great there, I know. Though if they do have Starbucks, their save characteristic will become a 5+ instead, which is pretty nice. You've got 2 main options here for your range weaponry, either Meteoric Javelins, 8 inch range, 1 attack, 4s and 5s, Ren 1, damage 1, or the Bolt Spitter will increase to a 16 inch range, 1 attack, 4s and 5s, but won't have any rend and just be damage 1 as well. They do have the Swift and Nimble special rule as well, where each time this unit receives the run or redeploy commands, you can roll 2 dice and pick the result that you want to use out of those 2. Now, looking at where we can go next after these, the Saurus Astrolith Bearer is another one of those cosmic nodes I mentioned, and so it's definitely somewhere to have a look at. First of all, you are going to get a generic Saurus hero out of this. You've got 6 wounds, 4 up save, 5 inch move, bravery 8. You've got 2 attacks, 4 attacks with a 2 inch range in combat, 3s and 3s, Ren 1, damage 2. You also allow friendly Seraphon wizards nearby to add 1 to their casting rolls, but also add 6 inch to the range of any spells they will cast as well. Your Revivifying Energies means Seraphon wholly within 12 inch will have a ward of 6 up, and you've got the Mighty Saurus Jaws to potentially do a few mortal wounds in combat as well. Now, looking at some other wizards to bring in, especially skink ones that can allow our Slann Starmaster that we've already got in the previous slide to cast through, The Skink Star Priest, I think, is my personal favourite. You've also got the Starseer, which is the more expensive version. The Skink Star Priest, 1 cast, 1 unbind, 5 wounds, 5 up save. The big thing here is the Serpent Staff, the ability to give out to a friendly Seraphon unit, the ability of mortal wounds on 6s to wound is really nice, and Blazing Starlight is also a -1 to hit spell, so super useful War Scroll spell as well. Now, if we're looking for units to start in our original force that can make really good use of being held up in reserve and then come down to do the damage, we're going to look at some of the shorter range shooting units. And the first of these is the Spawn of Chotek. Now, this has two different firing modes it can take. It can choose to either go with its Gob of Flame Acid, which is 24-inch range, 1 attack, 4s, 2s, Ren 2, damage D6. But really, the reason we would keep these models in the sky is to allow them to use their Stream of Fire ranged attack. This is a 12-inch range, so relatively short, but it does have an attack characteristic equal to the number of models in the unit that it is targeting, up to a maximum of 10. 2s and 3s, Ren -2, damage 1. This can be really nice for helping clear out some hordes if need be. It also has some really nice attacks in combat with 3 attacks at 3s and 3s, Ren -2, damage 3 in there for its melee attacks. Also, if any wounds are caused by the attack made with the Gob of Flame Acid allocated to an enemy unit, subtract 1 from the rest of the game from that target unit from any of their save rolls, which is really nice. Now, they do have, 8 wounds apiece, 4+ save, bravery 5, and a 5-inch move. They've also got a couple of skink handlers there, which will provide a few extra attacks to them in melee. Now, lastly, the last unit I want to look at is the Bastillodon. This unit could certainly start on the table, but they are going to be massive target magnets. They have a 2+ base save, which is really nice for keeping them alive, 12 wounds each, and you've got 2 different types of weapon you can go. You can either go with the Solar Engine, which will give you a 24-inch range shooting attack, 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, Ren -3, damage 3, or you can go with the Arc of Sotek, which will give you a melee attack profile with 20 attacks, 4s and 3s, no Ren, damage 1. The Tide of Snakes, if you ever roll a Arc of Sotek, rolls a 6 to hit, you'll do a mortal wound and the attack sequence ends. So you've got some cool options there for another fun shooting unit. And so this is the sample army list we've gone for. We've gone for, first of all, Dracothions Tail, obviously here, meaning we are playing Starborn Seraphon, with then Mortal Realm of Gur, and we've got the grand strategy, Continuous Expansion. Seraphon actually have quite a few good grand strategies to pick from, but Continuous Expansion, when the battle ends, you complete it. If there is at least one friendly Seraphon unit hollow within each large table quarter of the battlefield, this is a nice one. You've got lots of summoning on the table, lots of good movement around. I think this could be one that's really easily done. We've also 5 points under, so we've gone on Triumph Inspired. Not all that likely to get it, but +1 wound can always be useful. The only other Triumph I'd really consider is going for like a Bloodthirsty for a reroll charge. If you've maybe gone with a combat unit, something like your Bastillodon with the Arc of Sotek on it, if that's what you've gone with for some of your options in this, like we've talked about, I would certainly be looking at taking a Bloodthirsty and trying to save some points somewhere else, maybe dropping the Endless Spell we've gone with. Now, the Slain Starmaster is going to be our general, and we've gone with the command trait that will be Lord of Celestial Resonance. What this one is going to allow us to do is each time we successfully cast a spell that's not unbound, successfully unbind a spell, or successfully dispel an endless spell, we'll receive 2 cosmic power points instead of just 1. So this is going to really help generate those cosmic power points for us. We then have the Space Holder Stay, which is really fun. This allows us to, once per turn, deploy an enemy unit at the end of the movement phase within 7-inch rather than 9-inch away. So this can be really, really useful for us if that unit's set up on the battlefield. Now, once per turn, you use it, and this can also be for the Celestial Reinforcements, which is really, really cool. Spell-wise, Slan do have options to change up their spells throughout the game, so we've gone with Comet's Call, which is a direct damage spell that has a board-wide effect. This, for me, is just a way to go when you're starting with your Slan. You can always, if your opponent's generally more active and more fast and up in your grill turn 1, you can change this out with heroic actions and stuff like that, but this is going to be probably one of the most useful spells you'll have early game, as it's able to do some stuff straight away. Now, Skink Star Priest is going to go with the Speed of Hawanchi. Out of movement phase movement is just super, super good. Even though this can only affect Skink and Kroxigor units, still super useful to have on there, which I think is, not to be underestimated. It's worth mentioning that things like the Spawn of Chotek are Skink units. Now, we've then got Saurus Astrith Bearer, who's going to have our aspect of the champion, stubborn as a Rhinox. This just counts him as 10 models on objective, but other than that, nothing too crazy, and if we change season soon, this is not too big a loss. Battleline wise, 2 units of 10 skinks. These will just be screens for those early games, keeping our co-tier of heroes here nice and protected. And we have 2 spawner Kotek on the battlefield as well. Everything wrapped up in a battle regiment for a 1-drop force. And then we've also got the Suffocating Gravetide, which I think is a super underestimated endless spell. And especially with this force can really help with horde clearing, which is something you may lack with if your spawns of Chotek do get taken out. Like I said, there are some options here. You could definitely drop those spawns of Chotek out and try and get Bastillodon in if that's something you want to go with. And either variation Bastillodon, you'd easily be able to forward with dropping both of them. But if you got some ideas for a Dracothions Tail army and units that you want to stick up in the temple ships and let us know some thoughts on that, let us know down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below, letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. Also, if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so by one of the following ways, either by going to our Patreon or YouTube members, which are linked down in the video's description, grabbing yourself some merch from Teespring or Ko-fi stores, also linked down in the video's description, or by helping us by purchasing something through one of our channel sponsors with our discount codes, again, linked in the video's description. Now, as a special thank you to all our supporters, we'd like to give a shout out to all our Patrons and YouTube members. So thank you to our Patrons, Christian Witt, Soren, Candy Lyle, Alderan Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Cure Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Dovemere, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Redmine, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny 84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty Tabletop Terrain, Davis Weird, James Tillman, Gargamel 196, Disco, and John Castle. A special thanks as well to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, and indeed to everyone who helps not only run our Discord, the Facebook groups we run as well, but also comes, joins, and plays in the games on the channel that you see as well. Thank you all once again for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.